You better get yourself up early, and I'm telling you, people that get up early are more successful. So I recommend, first of all, script practice. So we do script practice right at 9 a.m. And when you start that, and the reason why I do script practice, because you want to warm up for those calls to your clients. You have to keep going. Consistency is key. And this is non-negotiable, because if you don't get any clients, how are you going to make any money? It doesn't work. Hey everyone, I'm Monica Dunlap, broker and owner of Totally About Houses, and today we are pulling the curtains back and talking about daily habits of top producers, okay? So again, it is not just, hey, I'm gonna get into real estate and produce and be a top producer right away. There are things that you gotta do to make sure you ensure your success. So let's talk about it today. And all right, well, let's get right into it. So the first thing, morning routines. And I'm a big believer in morning routines. Have you ever read the book Ninja Selling? Well, if you haven't, you need to, because I wish I would have read that book when I first started real estate, because nobody told me about it. And once I did, it is life-changing. But the book starts with morning routines. You've got to get yourself up early, and I'm telling you, people that get up early are more successful. So that means go to bed earlier. Don't be staying up till midnight, doing that stuff and waking up at 9 a.m. and listening, because that's the first thing with real estate. You no longer have a boss. And if you don't have a boss, who is telling you to get to work at a certain time? Nobody. You have to commit to that. And that's where you've got to make sure you've got a great morning routine so you can get up and make it happen. Right here, yes, make it happen. So all the top agents I know have a great morning routine. Let me tell you mine a little bit, just to, I get up and you gotta do your gratitude. What are you grateful for? And if you look at this, we have little gratitude things as well, because you gotta take a moment to stop and have gratitude, because that's going to set you a positive mindset, because there's always going to be negative things happening in the world, in your world, and if you allow that to flood your mindset, you're going to have a negative day and it's going to start off the wrong foot. So make sure you get up. The first thing I do is the gratitude. Next is yoga. I'm a big yoga fan. You got to get your mind right. You got to get your body right. This is my morning exercise. And especially as you're getting older, it'll definitely help as well. So we do that yoga as well. Then I get my kids off to school. So if you don't have kids, you don't have to do that. And then I gotta have my morning shower, of course, and then some coffee. I gotta have my coffee, and I usually take that on the way into work. So I'm in the office by at least 8:30 every morning. If you're an early riser, you can do that. Go to the gym. But the importance is you have a really good morning routine to get it going. And I do that every single day, because I have conference calls in the morning with my team, starts at 8:30. So get yourself up set yourself up for success. If you don't have a team, that's okay. You have an appointment with yourself. So get to the office or to your home office, doesn't matter, it's how you work, and get yourself going. So I recommend at the latest 8:30, so you can start lead generating and making your calls by 9. And that's the next part, the non-negotiable daily tasks. And Ninja Selling will teach you this as well. So I'm not creating the wheel here, but then you want to go right into, lead generating. So I recommend, first of all, script practice. So we do script practice right at 9 a.m. And when you start that, and the reason why I do script practice, because you want to warm up for those calls to your clients. You don't want your clients to be practicing on your clients, right? You want to make sure you're ready to go and sharpening your saw. So we do script practice, and then after script practice, go right into lead generation. That is calling your clients. And you can text them, but again, stay away from just texting, because you can't build relationships with clients if you're not calling them and finding out really what their motivations are as well. And what I say is try to get an appointment. You can lead generate for as long amount of time as you want, but if you only do it for 30 minutes and you get a client, maybe that's the end of your day. Maybe say, hey, I did it. I got myself a new client. I am ready to go, I can stop lead generating. But if you don't have any clients and you do it for 30 minutes and nobody answered, you can't give up. You have to keep going. Consistency is key. And this is non-negotiable, because if you don't get any clients, how are you going to make any money? It doesn't work. So make sure that you are staying consistent and lead generate every day. And this is the one activity most real estate agents cut out, or they think they don't need, even when they're busy. And I see it all the time. All right, I've got clients going, I've got showings today, I've got a closing, I've got 8 deals in the pipeline. That's a nice place to be, right? But if you don't consistently lead generate, you know what's going to happen in 6 weeks? You're going to go like, where did my business go? And it will. That's called the roller coaster effect. I don't recommend riding the roller coaster. If you like doing it at amusement parks, that's fine. Riding the roller coaster in real estate is not fun, okay? So don't do it. Stay away from that. And the way you do that is consistently lead generate every single day. And a little hint as well, what I like to do is also send birthday messages. So like on Facebook, you can have everybody's birthday, and I know the day that they have a birthday, everyone's bombarding them. So this is what I do. I do a nice little birthday video. I like to include my kids, or if you have pets, something about you. That's what people want. They want to know who you are as a real estate agent. Not that you sell this many houses. They want to know you. So what you want to do is, I do the video and I send it at least a day or two before their birthday. So I'm like one of the first ones to wish them a happy birthday. People remember that, and you will get business from that, because if you do it consistently, at least once a year, you're talking to them. Now, I recommend talking to your sphere more than once a year, but that's just a good little hint I wanted to throw in there. All right, next one, time block. You have to time block, and time management is so important as a real estate agent. I'm going to hone on this too. I mean, all these are important. Lead generation is important. You can't leave that out, but you have to be able to time block. And we just talked a little bit about time blocking, even with lead management, right? We talk about 8:30 in the office, 9 o'clock script practice, and then you're like 9:15 to like 10:30, you're doing, lead generation. And then 10:30 to 11, you are working on tasks. You should have a really good CRM. I'm going to put a plug in for Follow Up Boss, best CRM I've used to date. I was infamous for changing CRMs before the last couple years. Once I found Follow Up Boss, I am all in. It does a great job because, again, the fortune's in the follow-up. But that's part of that time blocking. So I am every day looking at my tasks from 10:30 to 11. That could be happy birthday. That could be, hey, I told a client I was going to call them on Thursday. That's where that time blocking comes in. If you don't take time to do that, you'll find very quickly, that craziness of real estate is going to get in the way, and you're going to have a client call, and and that's going to become number one. Don't allow it to. So when you're lead generating, when a client calls, that's time block for lead generating. Get your phone on silent. Use your CRM to keep you on track to do the most important thing in your business, so your business consistently stays flowing. That's really, really important, okay? That also helps with the time block. So after that 10:30 to 11, right, after you do your task, maybe then you open it up to call back any clients, because I know a lot of people think there's an emergencies, but there's usually not big emergencies in the morning. So that's why I always recommend doing that time blocking and lead gen in the morning, because if you say, I'll just do it at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, first of all, at 5, you're probably going to be tired from a long day. You've probably shown some houses. You maybe had a listing appointment. Do you think you're really going to want to go back to the office or go to your home office and try to call clients from 5 to 7? Probably not. Doesn't work. So again, that's that time blocking piece where you want to make sure you do that. I personally like 11 o'clock in the morning to do my learning. You always, as a real estate agent, you should be sharpening your saw. You should be learning, right? So I like to do trainings and what I can, and that can be self-directed trainings. There's a lot of YouTube videos on trainings. I'm going to learn more about my CRM or my back office. Or I'm going to learn how to do listing appointments better. There's a lot of things out there, and your brokerage could offer some great trainings as well. That's where we do our trainings, is from 11 to 11:30 or 11 to 11:45. But if your brokerage doesn't offer that, take that time yourself and do a training. We always have continuing education as a real estate agent. That would be the time I would get it done. Because again, if you try to do it at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, where's your personal life? That should be time for you, relaxing, decompressing for the day. So time management is so, so important. And then at 12, what I recommend, save that for lunches. Go out on a lunch with a client once or twice a week. Make that a mission, and then you get to have a nice lunch. You get to meet with people, and that's really important. So I'd say that lunches, or even with colleagues with real estate agents. Just be careful with that though, because you want to make sure you're surrounding yourself with realtors that are successful. If you're having lunch with a real estate agent that isn't successful and it turns into a complaining session, or hey, we're both not doing any business, that is not going to help your business. So I do recommend meeting with other realtors, but make sure it's a mentor, somebody you look up to, somebody that can help you grow your business. And the benefit they get is they're getting a free lunch on you, right? So I know a lot of realtors will always get a free lunch. So make sure you do that as well. Pull it in, but save your 1 o'clock time frame for lunches with clients and other agents. And then the afternoon should be for you to actually work in your business. That means going on showings, going on listing appointments, because most people aren't available in the morning anyway for that. So I always put my showings, my appointments in the afternoon, getting listings up and running, that's in the afternoon, ready to go. So, and then by 5 o'clock, I've worked a whole day of real estate. And that's where it comes in, because if you don't time block correctly, it'll be 5 o'clock and maybe you watched a couple of shows, and you probably find out you maybe didn't do any real estate because you forgot to time block. So time blocking is really, really important. So again, these are small habits every day, but they show up for big wins. And I know you say, well, that's not important, or, I don't need to start my day with gratitude. That'll help your mindset. I'm telling you it will. What about weekly goals too? I'm a big, big goal setter. So make sure too, you set yourself up some goals. And here's the thing, if you don't have a goal set, it's like kind of getting in the car and not knowing where you're driving to, right? Have you ever done that? Have you ever jumped in a car and say, okay, I don't know where I'm going, I just jumped in the car? No, you don't, because that would be silly. Think of that but real estate, right? If you don't have your goal set, if you don't have an end destination of where you want to go, right? It's like jumping in the car without having any destination. So set your goals, get with a mentor, get with somebody that you trust that's in real estate to help you, because it can be scary. And I'm telling you what, you can go from 0 to 36 homes in a year, 0 to 50 homes in a year sold. You can do it. Don't be afraid that, hey, maybe my goal is too aggressive. Just be ready to have a really good plan if you do that. Don't sell yourself short. I see real estate agents all the time going, well, I haven't sold any homes, so I'll just focus on doing maybe 4 to 6 homes this year. You can do more than that. Believe in yourself. If you have the right goals, right? If you have the right systems in place, you have the right schedule like we just talked about, you can absolutely make it, all right? And this is, again, these are hints from a top producer, because I went from, again, 0 my first year to 36, and then 50, and then 99, and then 150, and then 200. So you can do that too. It just takes what I just talked about. So if you have any questions or need anything, let me know, but it's time to take action today. Don't delay. I see too many agents, they just say, I'll do that tomorrow. I will lead generate tomorrow. I'll pick up the phone tomorrow. I'll do yoga tomorrow. Whatever it is, what happens? Tomorrow never comes, right? Tomorrow you're doing the same thing over and over again. You have to start it today. You have to be consistent. Get yourself on a routine. Trust me, read Ninja Selling, because that will teach you to step by step on what you need to do, and find a brokerage or find a friend or agent mentor that supports that model and can do it with you. It'll definitely help you, because it can get lonely by yourself. All right, that's all I have. Go back up here. I'm Monica Dunlap, broker and owner of Totally About Houses. I hope you liked what I said today. Please, if you did, like and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you later.